Hey guys, Icy Alexander here again, and today I figured I'd show you guys a couple new pumps I picked up. So, let's get started. And they are both from the wonderful Palmer's Pursuit Shop in California. So they're a little bit different than some of the stuff I've showed you before, like my Cap Water Sniper, which I actually traded to get these. So, let's get started. First, we'll actually look at the actual full scratch-built Palmer's, which is the Palmer's Pursuit Shop Pug, serial number PP158. I actually had Lori pull the card on this for me before I got it. It was built way back in 1999, so it was one of the very first pugs ever built, to the best of my knowledge. This particular one utilizes a slightly longer barrel than most. I believe this is a 12-inch barrel. It also has a 15-round feed tube as opposed to the traditional 10. It doesn't have a spring feed though. It's matte nickel plated, as are most pugs. Standard Sheridan frame. Fast changer as standard. Has the, of course, Palmer's quick strip with their Deller and bolt. Standard once again, and of course, standard RVA. So, if you're looking at this, you're probably looking at it and going, well, looks like a PGP. Well, that's because on the inside, it is a PGP. It uses a standard Sheridan valve and other parts. However, of course, the wonderful brass wizards at Palmer's have done some internal tricks to it. So they do a valve tune, which I believe is I think it's some respringing and some actual porting of the valve to gain better efficiency. I believe there's actually a slightly heavier, either a heavier hammer or heavier valve spring in here, as there's no hammer bounce. This is a very sharp click, which if I cock the gun, and safety is on, and as you'll notice, you didn't really hear like a fart sound you'd hear out of most standard Sheridans with the hammer bouncing a little bit. This one is, a very solid crack, which is very, very nice. That helps with efficiency, as you're not having the hammer bounce and waste gas off the valve, which makes for a very efficient setup. Guns like this will typically get between 30 and 40 shots off a 12 gram, which is very, very good. A dropout Phantom that has a lot of work put into it can do better. I have built a micro that was able to get 42 shots off a 12 gram, but with that being said, that was a lot of parts and a lot of time to build that, and well, there's something nice about playing the old school, and hey, you know what? If you're changing it 30 shot, that's not actually too bad. That works out that with this tube, you get 2 full feed tubes off a 12 gram. And if it's warmer, you might be able to squeeze a couple extra ones. So you might get up to 35 or 40 if it was a really warm day and there was good pressure in the cartridge. So, with that said, there is the PPS Pug, and this one is a standard 690 and does have wedges. I forgot to mention that. So that's another good efficiency feature, and standard Sheridan feed plug. But you can get other things. I'm probably going to get a speed feed for this. So there's that. And now we'll look at what Palmer's can do when you send them a gun for not quite a conversion, but for some of their wizardry. So what we have here is what's called a Palmerized Sheridan. So this isn't a scratch build, this is a gun that somebody sent in and had this work done to. So of course, it's matte nickel plated, just like my Pug. This one has a back bottle. It does have an RVA, I don't know if you can see it on the video. There it is. It's right at the end of my finger. There's that little basically a little channel, and there's a grub screw in there, and you can adjust the hammer tension. It works the same as the RVA on the Pug. It just means you can do it without having to remove the back bottle and shim the spring or cut the spring, which is very, very nice. This particular one does have a detent to prevent double feeds, which is very, very important on the open class guns. The one thing it does not have wedgets, so I may have to send it into Palmer's and get them to put some in here. As I believe this is a stock Sheridan bore. I haven't checked with a set of calipers yet, but I believe it's 690. So that'll get real interesting if I'm playing open class pump. The one thing this does have that you can't even get from Palmer's anymore, to the best of my knowledge, is the PPS Battle Pump, which is one of the most comfortable pumps that you could ever put on anything. Frankly, I wish I could put this onto a sniper. That'd be real fun. Have one modified with some guide rod holes and make this into a sniper, and you'd have a very, very comfortable handle. As you can see, it has finger grooves in it, which means your hand literally just wraps right around it. This particular one is also built so that it's pumped with the left hand, so for right-handed shooters, And as far as I know, there was a point where you could actually get them if you were left-handed. You could get them so that you'd have your left hand here, and it would be right-hand grip with the left-hand feed there. With that said, gripping it left-handed is not actually spectacularly uncomfortable either. You do have the finger grooves digging into your thumb a bit, but with the soft material the handle's made out of, that's not a big deal, and it is very comfortable to hold this way too, so you could actually come out either side, but it is actually, like I said, designed from the factory, this particular one, to be gripped with your left hand and the fingers on the right hand side of the barrel if you're looking from the back of the gun. Other than that, there's not really too much to say about this gun, as, like I said, it is a standard Sheridan long barrel that's just had some things done to it. So this is the type of work that Palmer's can do to guns if you have the time and the money to put into them. This particular gun, looking at it, it's probably got, I'd say, probably close to $300 worth of work on top of the base gun. I know the nickel plating is, I believe, $130 or $140. The battle pumps, if you can find them, people will get about $70 for those. Adding in things like a quick strip, there's another, I think, $35 or $40. An RVA into a back bottle is another $35 or $40. And then, of course, shipping and such to get it all back to you. So, like I said, you're probably looking at a couple of $100, probably about, I think all that adds up to about $250 or so, plus your shipping and sales tax and whatnot, not including, of course, the battle pump. So I guess probably well into the $300 range, plus whatever you pay for the sort of the donor body to use as a base. So this is probably up near the $400 range to have built, whereas a Pug, if you have one of these built, will run you probably about $450, $500 to have it built. So, there's what I had, to show you guys today. And before I forget, I also did receive one of these. It's a UMB, stands for Universal Mount Bracket. You can take your grips off of a Sheridan, you slide this up, you put the grips back on, and then you can actually run a bottom line, which is great if you've got one that has the, where the 12 gram is tapped, so you can use a dummy 12 gram and run a bottom line if you like. On the open class gun, I'm probably going to run it because I don't like a back bottle, so I'm probably going to see if I can have them vertically tap the valve, put in an RVA, and then I'll just run the UMB and run it that way. But that'll be for down the road. Anyways, guys, hope this was an interesting video for you. If you have any questions or comments, of course, as always, send me a message or comment below. Bye for now.